you the project that we have, and you can just download the project and just load it into your machine. So let's let me export all that stuff, and let me share my screen. So everyone that was here, you guys can just open up yesterday's project. For the ones that weren't here, just hang tight. I'll share with you the project.
Wait, Ferdinand, have you done anything yet or no?
No, I just
Okay.
started. Yeah.
My Unity says it needs an update. Should I update it?
Nah, don't update it.
Okay.
Okay, let me post the link on the chat, and you guys can download it there. Yeah, so you guys can go to that link, and there's going to be a folder called towerdefense.zip. So just download that, extract it to wherever you have your stuff, so documents or desktop, and just open up Unity. Just say no, just open up Unity Hub and do File Open, and then you should get your project. Okay, and your project should look like this.
Wait, what? So
Okay.
wait, so we put that into Unity?
No, all you do is this one. This is not a package. This is the whole project. I can't export a package for this one. So just download the tower defense, extract everything to your desktop. So that's gonna look like.
How do I do that?
Okay, so when you download it, it's gonna look like this. It's towerdefense.zip, right? So just right click it and then do extract, or just open it up. When you open it up, because I think you guys don't have a Windows Explorer. Yeah, it should look something like this, and it says extract. Just click on extract and extract all, and just put it in your desktop. Or just click and drag it into your desktop, and it extracts everything. If you need help, just share your screen. I can help you out. I think you, yeah, I think you have a Mac. Macs are different.
Mine's a PC.
Oh, I see.
Copying 2,928 items from tower defense to tower defense.
Yeah. Is it done?
No, it's half. Okay, now it's done. Oh, what do I do after it's extracted?
After you do that, click go to Unity Hub.
Okay. Add new create.
Yeah, just click on add.
Add.
Oh,
shit.
and then go to the where you extracted the folder. And just click on it, and then just click add, select folder. Yeah, make sure you, yeah, Does it work?
Nothing showing up yet.
Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Someone's practicing their Beethoven.
It's Vice Sister.
Okay, and so go to Unity Hub, and then click on Add. Okay, where's the tower defense? Yeah, click Select Folder. Try to click on Restart now. On Restart your Unity Hub. Yeah. Just give it a couple seconds. Okay. It's still not there. Can you go to the Downloads folder?
Here.
Yeah, the one that says yeah. Okay, so that's there. So it's on Downloads. Okay, so do it again. Click on Add. Yeah, and just double click Tower Defense. Yeah, double click it, and now click Select Folder. Yeah, double click that. Double click that. Yeah, now click Select Folder. There we go. And now click on it. It says Select Version. Click on the Select Version.
Where?
It's right there.
Oh, here.
Yeah, and then that one. And then click on it. Press Confirm. Okay, and just give it a couple seconds, and it's going to upgrade everything. Press Yes. Okay, just click on Skip New Version. Yeah, and there you go. That's exactly what we have. Okay, can you press play?
Oh, wait.
And just see what we have done so far. So yeah, this is our tower defense. So wherever you hover, anywhere on the grass area, you have this icon where this is your turret, and when you click,
That's my turret.
Yeah, that is your turret for now.
Are we gonna make the enemies now?
Yeah. So today we're gonna focus on enemy AI and path following. Okay. The turrets are not alive; they're just icons. We're gonna give them AI later. Okay. So let's get back.
How many I have?
Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to create. Everyone can see my screen, right? Yeah. So first, what we're gonna do is we're going to create our path for our enemy. So how to create our path is we're just gonna create game objects on our scene. Then we're just gonna put icons on them, and we're just gonna kind of make a path for our enemies to follow. So let's get started by first creating an empty game object. And this object, we're just going to call it path A. Okay, and create another one called path. No, just path A. Sorry, just create path A. That's it. Okay, now you're done with that. Right click on path A and then create an empty. Okay, so this object is going to be a
Wait, how do you find path?
what?
How do you find path? Where's path?
I just created a game object. And that's it.
Oh, okay.
It's just an empty game object on your game, and that's it. So it's just called path A. Okay, and then
extract the folder if we have the same thing from yesterday.
oh yeah. Okay, I said only download if you don't have the project. If you were here yesterday, just use yesterday's project.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you want to use mine, so you're totally good, fine to do that.
No.
Okay. Okay. So you right clicked and then you created empty. So then you created an empty child, right? So this child, we're gonna call it point parentheses 1. Okay. Once you created your point, what we're gonna do is right next to the name where you renamed it, there's a small white icon. Click on that icon, and then I'm gonna use little diamond shapes on the bottom. So I'm gonna click on the the yellow icon. Okay, and when you click on that icon, you're gonna get like a little that object. For example, my object is really close to the camera. So what I'm gonna do is grab that object. So I'm gonna press W. And I'm going to move it to my first location of the path. So my path is going to start here. Okay. So we have point 1.
Oh, are we gonna have to like add points for every single turn?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I start doing that?
Yeah, you can start
Actually,
doing that.
like point
Yeah,
2, 3.
Yep. Okay. So what you're gonna do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to create 2 paths. One path down here and one path up here. So there's going to be kind of a variety of where it can move. So 2 paths. You can create 3 or more, or just 1, whatever you want. But I'm just going to create 2. So I'm just going to do the first path, and then I'm going to duplicate, and then I'm going to change to the second one. So with point 1, just press Control D to duplicate. So then it creates point 2. And then just add it to the next turn where the object is going to go. So for example, my object is going to go here, and then it's going to turn here. So duplicate, put another path here, and then so on and so forth until the end of the game. Okay.
Question. How do I get out of grid mode? And also, how are you able to move the points?
To get out of grid mode, just make sure you select something from your hierarchy. So for example, just select your path A, and then just press W, and then your grid view goes away. You're back to normal view.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the W is the tool I use to move the object. So just click on one of the points, and then the arrow keys should be there now.
All right, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so like I said, I created path A. So path A is my yellow dots. I'm going to make path B. So what I'm going to do is just duplicate this, and then I'm going to select all my points, and I'm going to change the color. I'm going to go red, and then I'm going to move my path to the other like right on top, or something like this. Okay.
Is it okay if I only have one path?
Again, if you only have one path, that's totally fine.
Okay. Yeah, because my path is like 1 block wide, so I can't really do more than 1.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. We're just gonna give some time for everyone else to finish this. Oh well, while we wait, maybe you can look up sprites that you like to put in your game. So because I'm just gonna use circles. If you don't want to use circles, you can. If you want to add some sort of enemy.
Wait, for enemies?
For enemies, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you want to look for a turret, also a turret symbol, instead of using I'm using a hexagon, so instead of using that, you want to use something else, that's totally
Wait,
fine.
what was the website you were talking about yesterday that's like has a lot of sprites?
It's called, Something in game art. Open
Is
game
it
art.
open game
Yeah.
art?
Yeah, opengameart.org.
If I were to find a turret, how would I like switch it out for the hexagon?
Open gamer.
Yeah. If you want to change the thing, so just click on your turret. We made a prefab of it, and then here where it says sprite render, change the turret sprite into whatever sprite you have. So just click and drag it in there.
Open name art.
Open game art. Yeah, that's if you have if you haven't finished the paths and you have some free time right now, you can browse around here and look for like stuff. Like here, you can look for turrets, and then it'll give you some turret stuff.
Ah, there.
Yeah,
There's virus.
yeah, there's some stuff there. Yeah, it's up to you. I'm just gonna use basic shapes. Okay, just make sure you don't fall behind. Okay, so now that I have both of my paths, so is everyone done with the paths, or can I move on, or are you still
I'm
working on it?
fine with mine.
I'm gonna call this one path B. Again, I created 2 paths. You can have 1 path. It's fine. Anyone else need time? I'm going to move on.
Yeah, can I have some time for the sprites?
No. It's you'll have some more time. There's gonna be some creative work ahead, and then that's where you can spend some time looking for your sprites. But for
Okay.
now, let's just get the mechanics done, and then once the mechanics is done, you can replace with any sprite you want. Okay, so let's. The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to make our logic for our enemies. So let's create just circles of sprites. So if you haven't found any sprite yet for enemies, just create a circle. Again, you can change the icon to anything you want, but for now we're just
Wait,
gonna have a circle.
where? Oh,
Just right click.
Oh,
Okay, you found it.
create, right? And then
Yeah,
circle.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and just don't name it anything. Just call it circle, and just click and drag the circle out. So I'm just gonna have one circle here. Okay, and in this circle, I'm gonna call it enemy. Okay, just call it enemy.
There will be clones of it. Just walking.
Yeah. And I'm going to add a component, and I'm gonna call it follow path. Okay, I'm creating my first script. Okay.
So do we place it right next to where?
Well, it can be anywhere. That's fine.
Anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere is fine.
Let me
And
just
just add.
rename it enemy.
Yeah. Okay. And then add component. Make a script called follow path.
And wait, what?
So make a component, add a component on the enemy, and then call it follow path.
Follow path. Okay.
And then it's a new script. Create an ad. Open it up on Visual Studio or whatever editor you have.
Blah, 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 blah,
Wait,
blah.
did you create a game object for the circle, or was it something else?
No, I just clicked and dragged the circle out. Yeah, it auto creates the enemy. I mean, it auto creates the game object.
Oh.
No. Oh wait. Wait, I don't have that thing. Oh.
No. Like I meant, you created a circle, right? Like you said, create and then shape and then circle. Was that a game object or was that something else?
No, it's on the project folder. So I just right clicked here, create sprites, and then circle.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and then all I did is just clicked and dragged the circle from down here to the game. Okay.
Okay,
So I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to we need to
Right. This,
we need to specify what are the paths that the game object can follow if you had more than one path. If you had more than one path, then it's going to choose a random path, and then we have to have the destination where its current destination is, and we need to also keep track because it's points where what's our next point, and then finally how fast we're going to go, how fast the object is going to walk. So let's make these variables. So the first one is going to be a private path. So private game object, it's going to be an array. I'm going to call this paths. Okay. Next one is going to be a private variable, and this one's going to be a transform. So this is going to be our transform. This is going to be our path to follow. Okay. And then we need our another private. This is going to be a vector3, and this is going to be our destination, our current destination, I guess. And then we have our what point are we in? So it's going to be an integer, so path index, because we're going through a list, so we're going 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. And finally, how fast are we going to go? So public speed, and I'm going to say 3. Oh, public float, sorry. Public float speed 3. All right, so now that we have all these variables, so it should be 5 variables in total. Let's start in the start function. In the start function, we need to figure out where our paths are. So with our path, because these objects are going to be instantiated, that means they have no memory of the objects that are in the scene. So we need to find these objects when they spawn. So in the start, we're going to say paths equals to, we're going to find this object. So game object.find, game objects with tag. So remember, we're looking for game objects with an S. We're looking for multiple objects, and we're looking for paths. We need to tag our paths as paths, and for our enemy to find it. Once we have that path, now the enemy has to do one choice. It has to choose a random path, either to go 1, 2, or however many paths you have. So you can
but mine only has one path.
Okay, like I said, if you have only one path, that's fine. The reason why I'm saying this is because this has to scale to, let's just say you start making very complicated maps. So you want to make a complicated map that has like three paths, 4 paths, or even up to 5 paths. Then your game would be able to handle this. But if you have one, this is able to handle one also. Okay, then we grab our path. So we're gonna say path to follow is going to be a random path. So we can say paths, choose a random dot range, not random range, sorry, it's range. And it's going to go from 0 to however many paths you have. So paths dot length. And then we have to get the transform of that object. Once we have this object, now we have our destination. Our destination should be the first point in that list of paths, or sorry, the first point from that path. So it's going to be current destination equals to path to follow, and we're going to grab the first child. So we say get child 0, so the 0th object. That position. So that's our first location that we want to go to, and of course our path index. We are at 0. We're at position 0.
You're typing so fast.
Thank you. Okay, so now that we have this, the next thing we want to do is let's go to the update function, and we need to give logic to our enemy that it has to once it's close to its destination, the next destination, it's on it. It changes in the next destination. He's going to slowly walk to that location. So here we're going to type in, we have to grab the distance. So float distance between vector2 dot distance between us, which is transform that position. I'm talking from perspective of the enemy. So the enemy's position and the current destination, so where it's supposed to go. If that distance is less than, let's just say, less than 0.1 f, which is really close, right? You're close to your destination. Then you're going to increment your path index, so plus plus. That means you're going to the next node, and our current destination has to be updated. Before we update, what happens if we are at the end? Let's just say we have 4 points in our path, and we reach the 4th point, and now we're going to the 5th point. We can't. We're going to be out of index. So what we're going to say is, if we arrived at our final destination and there's no more points, we're going to destroy ourselves. We don't care about ourselves anymore because we reached the destination and our mission is complete. So just destroy yourselves. So here we're going to say if path distance, if path index is less than path to follow child count. Oops. Okay. That means how many nodes does it have? If it's less than that, then we continue with our destination stuff. We say current destination equals path to follow. And we get the next child. So get child and our path index. Oops, path index. And since this is a game object, it's a transform, we need a vector 3, and that's our position. And if it isn't, let's just say we're out of bounds, in our else statement, we're just going to destroy ourselves. So we're going to say destroy game object. So we destroy ourselves. Again, all we're doing here is we're grabbing the distance of the player. The distance of the enemy and its destination. If that distance is less than 0.1, that means we're really close. Then we move up to the next node. Okay. If that next node is the last one, then we're going to destroy ourselves. If it's not the last, well, I should reverse it. So if it's not the last node, then it's going to go to the next node. If it is the last node, then it's just going to destroy itself. Okay. I was using inverted logic. Yeah. So that's what's going on here. Okay. And then finally, here, if our distance is less than 0.1, so we have to make an else. That means we're not close to that destination. So we need to go to that new destination. So we're going to say transform that position, and we're going to slowly move to that. This time, I'm not going to use lerp. That's linear interpolation. I'm just going to use a move towards. It's a little bit smoother. Well, it's not as smoother, sorry. It's a little more linear. With linear interpolation, you can imagine kind of like dividing by half, always dividing by half. So when the object gets near its destination, it kind of slows down. I don't like that effect. That effect, you can use it for other things. But for this one, I want this object to go linearly to its destination. I don't want it to stop. I just want it to go to its destination and then change direction when it's almost there. So here we're going to say transform that position equals vector 2 dot move towards. And our position A is ourselves, our location, so transfer that position. Where do we need to go? We need to go to current destination. And how fast? Time.delta time times speed. That should be speed times delta time. Yes. But it's fine. This is multiplication. That's one of the properties of multiplication. You can have A times B, B times A, same thing.
I have a question because I got some compiler errors. Can I share my screen?
Sure.
All right. All right. So yeah, it's underlining vector 2 and vector 2, and I'm not sure why, but it's saying it's ambiguous reference.
I think you have the same problem we had last week. Scroll up. Oh, yesterday, I mean. Let's scroll up. Oh, you misspelled vector. You put vector. It's VEC. VEC.
Here.
Vector.
Oh, here?
Yeah, it's VEC.
VEC, yeah, vector.
Mhm. Okay, so now you have that weird thing. Okay, now scroll all the way up.
Yeah, I'm all the way up.
Go all the way up.
Yeah, that's it. That's line 1. I can't scroll up anymore.
What? Really? Scroll up?
Yeah, I can't. I'm just using the scroll wheel. I guess.
Wait, am I looking at the right person?
Wait.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I wasn't. I was looking at someone else. Sorry, I was looking at Benjamin. Yeah, can you remove line number? Why do you have system.io, system.numeric? Erase those. We don't need those libraries.
Why does that keep showing up? It's so weird.
I think you're pressing a hotkey and it's auto importing for you. I don't know.
No, I have that too. I think it just loads in.
Does it? Unity,
Maybe
the
that's
new
a new
Unity
thing.
version is lame then.
All
Okay,
right, thank you.
just yeah, that helps. Just if that happens, anytime vector 2 or vector 3 is underlined, then that's the problem. Okay. All right. You misspelled move towards wrong. It's TOW. Towards. There you go. Okay, save your code and let's go back to Unity. Okay. On Unity, now if we click on our enemy, now our enemy should just have speed as our first what is it, option under the follow path. So that means everything got compiled. We're running good. Now the thing we have to do is if you remember on our code, here on our code we have to look for paths, right? So we need to specify where is paths. So here path, since I have both paths, path A and path B, I'm going to create a tag. So go on tag and then create add tag, press the plus button and then call it paths. Okay, and press save. When you save it, go back to this paths again and then change the tag to paths. Once you have that, when you press play, your guy should now be following the path. Okay.
You have to do this when you have 2.
Yeah, like I said, if you have 2, you can do that. If you have 1, just do one of them.
Wait, so how? Tag? Add
Yeah,
tag.
add tag. Mm-hmm.
New tag equals
Paths. Yeah, capital P and then S at the end. Yeah. Save. Okay, now go back to your path and then tag it again. So click on paths, add tag. Yeah, and then paths. And then press play. And your enemy should be following a path. Okay. Does anyone have any issues with this?
Is the enemy supposed to be an empty game object or?
Yeah, our enemy is a empty game. Well, yeah, it's a empty right now. Well, it has 2 things now. It has a transform, a sprite render, which is just a circle, and then the follow path script.
Okay.
Now we have to make the turret huge.
I missed what you just did. What did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah, like after we worked on the script.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So what I did is go to path A or whatever. Yeah, the first path.
Yeah.
Go to tag, add a tag,
Okay.
and then call it paths. PATHS.
The name.
The name of the tag.
Wait. How do you rename a tag?
Just make a new tag. Just make a new tag.
Oh, wait.
I'm
Okay.
putting a bunch of turrets.
Okay. So add a tag, and then here just press plus, and then just type in paths, and then
Yeah.
save.
All right. And then.
Okay, and then you go back to the path again, and then change the tag to paths.
Wait, how do I go back? I'm still stuck in that part where like you make tags and stuff.
You just click on the path on the hierarchy.
Oh, okay, and then pass. Okay, I did it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, and you should be able to press play and then see if it works. Okay. Does anyone have any issues before we move on? Because we have more to cover. Okay. Well, I guess that's no. We don't have questions. Okay. So now, what we're gonna do is we're now going to set a spawner. So the spawner is going to keep track of where to spawn and then how frequent it's going to spawn these enemies. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a prefab. So we're gonna click on enemies or enemy, I guess the enemy, and then click and drag it into the project folder. Okay. So let me do that again. Here's enemies. You just click and drag it down here. And when you let go, it's going to create an enemy prefab. Okay. Once you have your enemy prefab, just leave it alone and then delete the enemy that's on the scene. We don't need this enemy anymore because it's already saved. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do
you
is
just rename the circle, right?
yeah, I renamed the circle as enemy, and then I clicked and dragged it into as a prefab.
Why can't I rename it?
It's not letting me rename it. It's like grayed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it's grayed out for me too.
Okay, can I see your screens?
Whose do you want to see?
Zane.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like see, it's like grayed out when I'm trying to change it.
That's interesting.
Wait, what are we even supposed to change it to anyway?
Enemy.
I already changed it to that anyway.
Okay. I think to change the so I think to change the enemy, can you double click the enemy on the project folder?
Yeah.
Yeah, just double click it, and then, yeah, there you go. That's how you change the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you want to change the sprite, you can also change it through here. So yeah.
Can I show you yours? I don't know.
Yeah. Go
I'll
ahead.
show you mine.
Okay.
So it's just this, right?
No, that's an actual circle. I think. Yeah, those are not prefabs. Those are just circles.
Okay. So no, but they're working here. These are
Yeah,
the-
those are the prefabs,
okay.
but those are just circles. So your actual circle, so you have circles as turrets too.
Yeah.
Okay. So just grab one of the enemies. So grab enemy, the first enemy. Yeah, click and drag it into, yeah, there. Let it go. Okay, so you see that enemy that has the gray space around it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the prefab we want.
Okay.
Okay, and then delete the other two enemies. You don't need them. Yeah, you don't need this. No, not the circle. Just delete the two enemies on the scene, on the hierarchy.
No, I just had that for the two paths.
No. You have to still delete the two enemies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just delete one and delete the other. And then we'll spawn them when with the script. Okay, so let's go to our main camera.
Sorry,
yes.
when I run it, is it supposed to is it the circle supposed to follow the path like of
Yes.
yeah, for me it's like going like for the first portion it's like going diagonally and cutting across the grass. Not sure why.
No, you might have your points out of order. So make sure your points are in order. So like mine, this is point 1, point 2, point 3, and then one is following the other. So basically it's like a logical path, one after the other. If your path is sprinkled, let's just say you copy and paste it and just shoved everything in path A, then it's going to go, from one point to another, depending on the list that you have in order. You can share your screen if you want.
Okay. Wait, you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Okay. I did kind of what you said. I copy and pasted a bunch of it because I originally didn't have enough, so it would be cutting across the entire thing. Now I have it on every corner, except it's all out of order.
Oh yeah, yep. So if you have it out of order, you need to order everything.
At this
So
point,
I-
should I just delete all of these and redo it?
Yeah, just do everything again. Yeah.
All right.
So just delete everything and just stick to. Yeah, just have. Okay. You can
What
do
we-
shift select.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Click and then. No, just go all the way to the end and then. Okay. Delete.
All right.
So move that to point 1, the first location. There you go. Then you press Control D.
I'll rename this to point 1.
Okay.
All right.
And yeah, just press Control D.
Control D.
D. Control D to
Control D.
duplicate.
There we go.
There you go. And then so on and so forth.
All right.
Oh. And the last one.
There we go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's click on the camera, and we're going to create our other script. We're going to call it spawn enemies. So let's click on add component. Okay. And then we're going to call it spawn enemies. Okay, it's a new script. Create a new script, create an ad, and open it up. Oh, okay. Okay, and we should have an empty script.
Wait, which thing is this under?
This is in the camera. Okay, so this one's going to be a simple one, a simple spawner for now. Once we start getting into waves and other things like that, then of course it's going to have its twists. But for now, it's just going to spawn, regular enemies. It's going to have a list of enemies, and it's going to choose a random object from that list, and from there it spawns it, and then that enemy knows what to do. Okay, so first thing is we need to specify how many objects can we spawn, or what are the objects we can spawn. So public game objects, it's going to be a list of, or an array of spawnables. The spawnables. Then we have our spawn location. So we know our paths, what path to choose, but we don't know where can we spawn. So we need spawn locations. So we're going to say public transform. It's going to be an array of transforms. So I call it spawn locations. Okay, and then we need to specify our frequency. How fast should these objects spawn? So we're going to say public float frequency. And I'm going to put it, for now, for just testing purposes, I'm going to put 0.5f. Okay.
Frequency?
I'm sorry?
Oh, no, nothing. Okay.
Okay. And then finally, we need to keep track of our current time. So private float C time. Okay. C stands, it's just short for current, so current time. I don't want to spell current. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's go inside our update function. And then in our update function, we need to keep track of our current time. So we're going to say if C time is, oops, not C4. What am I doing? C time less than frequency. That means we still have some time. We're going to do C time plus equal time dot delta time. Okay? So it's just going to slowly increment. So if it was 0, now it's like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, until finally we get to 0.5. Once we get into 0.5, we're going to say else. And here we are going to instantiate our object. So it's not a good idea here to have it as a variable, because once you create a game object variable, it spawns it into the work. It's a little tricky. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to spawn it in. Well, actually, should we try it? Yeah, I'm going to break this apart. Yeah, so let's try it actually. Let me see what happens. Because I know making transforms is weird. It actually creates it in the world. So here we're going to make a game object, and we're going to call it random, or R object, or random object. And this is going to be from spawnables. It's going to choose a random object, so random dot range, and it's going to choose from 0 to spawnables. Spawnables dot length. So that's our object we're going to spawn. So our object, and then we have to have our spawn location. So it's going to be transform our location, and this one's going to be spawn locations, and it's going to be exactly the same. So it's going to be random dot range 0 to spawn locations dot length, and there we go.
Mine says spawnable is not.
What's that?
Mine says spawnables does not exist in current context.
Oh, you misspelled spawnables on top. So look at line number 7.
Where? Oh, that's like.
I didn't just spell mine, and mine's still wonky, and it underlines it.
You share your screen.
Okay.
Oh, you have your stuff in the wrong location. Why do you have an wait. Okay, you copied the code wrong. So this stuff goes inside your update function. These 2 lines are outside. No, 2 lines, not 3. 2 lines. Yeah. So press Control X. Okay, and then go after the semicolon after delta time. And press Enter and paste it there. Yeah. Okay, so now you need to fix your. Okay, so now you need to fix your. You need an if statement. So take a look at my code, and then fix your thing, because you're missing an if statement.
Spawn location. Spawn location.
Was that?
This is spawn locations or spawn location? Oh, there.
Okay. What are you doing? Don't worry about the placement of the curly braces. This
Talking
or
about.
that, yeah, this or that is
I don't
exactly
know
the
how to format this. I'm just really confused right now.
same. This curly braces like this and then like this are exactly the same. There's no difference.
Fernando, I don't know what happened, but now I can place shirts on top of each other again.
That's not good. Did you mess with the tags?
No, all I did was just like change the sprites around.
Okay. Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look.
So like now it's letting me like place them on top of each other.
Okay, stop. Yeah. And now click on your turret. Well, what are you spawning? The turret, no? Yeah, click on
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so it doesn't have the turret picture.
What?
Where's your turret picture?
Like for my sprite,
Yeah,
it's right here. This one.
and that's what you're spawning?
Yeah.
Okay, you see how the tag says untagged?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, we don't care about untagged. It has to have a box collider, right?
Oh, okay. Is that it?
I think that was it, remember? Yeah.
Okay. All right, it's working now.
Okay.
And then wait, also no enemies are coming for me. Is that supposed to happen or no?
Mm, yeah, it's supposed to happen because you haven't defined a spawn location.
Okay.
You have a path, but not a spawn location. What's up?
Fernando, what's wrong with mine now?
¿Qué pasa? Let's see. Oh, you're missing an else statement. So go after line 24. Okay, press enter, type in else. Open curly brace. Okay, delete your last curly brace. Yeah. Okay, grab your those two lines, the game object and transform line. Two lines. Yeah, press Control X and put them inside the else. Yeah, and then you press Control KD. Hold Control K and then D. Yeah. Okay, so now spawn location. You forgot an S at the end. Spawn locations. There we go.
And okay, yeah. All right, thanks.
Yep. Okay, and then we need the last line of code. I guess we haven't done the last line of code. Yeah, because we separated all this. So we finally have to instantiate. So we say instantiate. Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen. Okay, so we're gonna say instantiate, and we need our object. So that's the thing we're spawning. And where are we spawning it? It's gonna be our location. And where is it going to be facing? We're just going to say quaternion.identity. It's just going to be facing forward or its normal direction. Yep. And then we need to reset time. So C time equals 0. Okay. So I have an error here. It says our location cannot, it's a transform to vector 3. So all we need to type is that position. We need the vector 3 component of that object, not the whole transform. Okay. Once you have that, save it. And let's go back to Unity and let's spawn some people. Let's spawn some enemies.
Can you wait 1 second just so I can finish copying?
Nah.
No. Okay.
I'll wait for you.
Thanks.
Wait, so is there any like game object that we're spawning? Because I don't have that in the script, like as something that you can drag into it. I don't have any of that.
Okay. Okay. So right now nothing is going to work because our enemy. One, we deleted our enemy, and two, we haven't defined where our spawn locations are. So,
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do that right now. Okay. So to specify our spawn locations, we're gonna create 2 empty game objects. Well, for me, I'm gonna do 2 empty game objects because I have 2 paths. If you want to do 1, that's fine again. So I'm going to create an empty. I'm going to call it spawn1. And make another one. Just going to duplicate it and then call it spawn2. I'm going to create an icon for these. So just click on the little icon and just, I don't know, whatever color you like.
So what did you do?
I created an empty game object. So
2 of them?
I'm sorry?
2 of them?
Yeah, 2 of them. Well, for me, because I have 2 paths. If you have 1 path, you can just create 1. What's that?
Yeah, my Visual Studio for some reason just crashed and I lost a little bit. Do you think you could copy and paste the script into the Google Drive?
Sure. What does the spawn enemies or spawn turret?
Oh,
sorry, follow path or spawn enemies?
I think
I'll just upload both of them just in case.
All right. Which was the one we just did?
We just did it spawn enemies.
So yeah, that one.
Okay, so just check on the Google Drive again. I just uploaded it, and you can just download the CS. Just replace it with yours, or just copy and open it up and copy paste, whichever one's easier for you. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the main camera because that has our code to spawn our enemies. So the first thing we're gonna do is click on spawn locations. I have 2 spawn locations. I'm gonna click 2. And also make sure you put the spawn locations in the correct spot. I'm gonna put one spawn location here and my other one right here. Okay.
Wait, so did you put anything inside the spawn thing?
No, they're just
No?
empty king objects now.
Then what
We
did you put in? What thing did you put into some?
Into which one?
Like, did you put something into path A?
Yeah, path A has a bunch of points. We already did this. The path and the spawn are different things.
So we did. So we just put the spawn thing onto the spawn.
Yeah, spawn is where the objects are going to appear, and then once the objects appear, they're going to find the path, and it's going to start following that path.
How do I tag? I mean, how do I see those like bugs? Like.
Oh,
silver-
you just change it up here. It's next to the name, and just click on one of the icons.
Okay.
Okay, so once you have this, again, we're gonna go back to the main camera, and then go to spawn locations. It's the last, or I guess second to last, no, second option. I'm gonna put 2 because I have 2 spawn locations. So I'm gonna click 1, drag it in there, and click the other, and drag it in there. So I have spawn 1 and spawn 2. If you have 1, just put 1 and just drag your 1 spawn location. Okay.
Wait, something's wrong with mine.
What's
Oh my
wrong?
god. Wait.
Just change the size to 2. Spawn locations, change it to 2.
2.
No, spawn location, not spawnables. Well, you have only 1, right? So just change it to 1. No, press enter. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to specify our spawnables, so our enemies. So let's click on our spawnables. And in here, right now, I only have 1 enemy. Actually, you know what? I want to make 2 enemies. I want two different colors. So I'm going to put 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 more prefabs. I'm going to drag my enemy out. I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to do red. I'm going to click and drag that enemy back. And I'm going to say prefab variant. So this is going to be a variant of the enemy. I'm going to do it again, except this one's going to be blue. And I'm going to click and drag that enemy back here, and it's going to be a prefab variant. Okay, so now I have red and blue. And then when I go back, when I go back to the camera, now I can click on, I can click and drag both of them, and now those 2 objects will be able to spawn. Okay. Once you have these 2 objects, everything is set. All you have to do is just press play, and then your enemies will start spawning randomly. So now I have random enemies spawning.
Wait, so how did you do that? Main camera, spawnables 2.
Just click and drag your enemy. Click and drag your enemy out.
This, wait,
Yeah. Just drag it. No, drag it to the scene.
here?
The scene is in the middle. Yeah, there. Change the color.
Wait, what do we do when after we change the color? We drag it back.
Yeah, you drag it back, and then make sure you select a variant prefab.
Wait, so I was focusing on the scripting. What did you like? How did you make the enemies in the tag?
Okay, so your enemies are already created. All we did is just drag out the enemy from the project folder, and then change the color, and then drag that enemy back inside, and then just click on prefab variant, and then you have 1 variant of that object. So click and drag your enemy, and then drag it back.
Okay. Wait, how do you drag it back?
You drag it from the hierarchy, and click and drag it back to the project folder.
Yeah, and then I say original prefab or prefab variant.
Prefab variant.
All right, then I change the color.
What do
And
I
then
do now?
I just told you what to do, Benjamin. Click your enemy on the hierarchy. Your hierarchy, yeah. The hierarchy is on the left hand side.
And then I can just make
You
it.
have my enemy.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
wait.
can make another. Yeah, just click and drag it to the middle, to the bottom of the project folder. So drag it
What?
back to where you brought it from. So
What?
click your. Okay, so all you have to do is click your enemy from wherever your. So let's just say your things are here. So click and drag this back down
Do
here.
I put my enemy into the spawnables?
No, not yet. Make it into a variant.
How do I do that?
Okay, click your enemy and drag it onto your project folder.
Ugh. Keep being a child. Okay.
Click
What?
and drag that. Click and drag it to the bottom or the project folder.
I already have one right here.
Yeah, okay, you're making a different one. Okay, and then call it prefab variant. And then create another one with another color. And do the same thing, drag it again. Yeah, so change color. Yeah, and you guys can make up to like 3, 4, a lot of prefabs. Again, you can change color. I'm just gonna stick with 2.
Do
And
I
then
put
scroll-
it in the
yeah,
spawnables now?
Yeah. Okay, and now all you delete your enemy that's on the scene, and then press play.
Delete.
Yep, and then your enemy should be spawning.
Mine's not spawning.
It's not spawning. Stop playing. Go to your main camera. Scroll down. I should be spawning. Can you open up your script again? The spawn enemy. Everything looks right. Can you go to follow paths? The script called follow paths. It's in the next tab. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. Let's go back to your Unity project. Okay, can you click on your path A? That's called paths. Okay. Can you go to main camera again? Scroll down. Press play again. Maybe it'll work. That's interesting. Stop playing. Click on your enemy variant. Yeah. So it has a follow path. Does anyone else have this problem? Is everyone else's working?
Oh, what's the problem that he has?
His objects are not spawning. Okay, I guess everyone doesn't have the problem. Okay, let's see.
Oh, for some reason, for me, the two, I might have missed something, but the two prefabs both just spawn in once and on top of each other, and then never spawn in again.
Oh, I think there's like 2 of them, so that's why. Do I have to make 2?
Yeah, 2 is fine. It's just that's just the variant of how many objects are
Well,
there.
it's because I just have
I think it's. mm, Can you go back to your code? Okay. Can you go to spawn enemies? Yeah. Oh, you don't have the last part of the code. Nice. So you copy the last part of the code.
what?
You forgot the code. You part of the code. Look at my screen. You forgot 2 lines of the code.
Where instant
Instantiate. We forgot to instantiate.
when did you write that?
It was a while ago.
My God. Ah,
So is yours not working, Reese? Then
It's close to working. All it is just my two enemy prefabs. They only spawn in once, and it's hard to explain. Can I share my screen?
yeah.
All right.
Fernando, after this, can I get some help with the circles? Because I don't really get the prefab stuff.
Sure.
All right. So, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So when I hit play, basically everything works except only these 2 enemy prefabs spawn in. Oh, and also for some reason I can put it on the road, so that's not good.
Okay. Okay. Stop playing.
All right.
is it gonna work? Oh, now it works, but I can see them spawning from over here.
Just make your camera zoom in a little bit more.
How
Just
do I
move
do
yeah.
that?
Click on your camera, and then there's a property called size, and then I think you could change. What is it
Size?
like? The
Where?
size, and I think it says 5 or something like that. Like in the
5?
camera properties, it says
What?
size. I don't know what the size number you have, but just
It's
change it to a smaller.
6.06?
Um, yeah, just change it to a smaller number. Change it to like 5 or something.
5.00.
Okay. All right, Reese. So the path stuff, we went through it yesterday. So, just stay after class and I can help you with that because that's a long thing. Second, why your stuff is spawning on top of each other. Let's scroll down to your spawn enemies. Yeah. So you see it says spawnables. Click on spawnables. There's a drop down. So you says 0. You have nothing to spawn. So here, put 3 because you have 3 objects to spawn.
Okay.
Okay, press enter. Okay, now you have 3 game objects to fill. So just click and drag your enemies. Not from there. They have to come from the project folder because they're prefabs. That's the wrong thing.
No, it's this
Yeah,
one.
that's the right one. Okay, and then do you have spawn locations?
Spawn locations. The script.
No. Okay, go. Yeah, there's spawn locations, the second option. You see it says spawn locations. Your mouse was right on top of it.
Ah, dang
Spawn
it.
locations.
Oh shoot, where is it?
Spawn locations. It's in the script. All the
In
way
the
on the bottom.
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So make that to 1. Change that to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, and then where's your spawn location?
It is.
Did you make one?
Wait, is it? Oh yeah, I saw you made one. Wait, was that like empty game object or?
Yeah, just an empty game object, and just put it where where the objects are going to start.
Alright, I guess that's it.
No. Why'd you make a?
Okay, sorry. Okay. So
No, it's already there. It's just an invisible thing. See the arrow keys?
here, yeah. I
Yeah.
see it.
Just change it to an icon and rename it. No, renaming it. Yeah, and call it spawn. Okay. and then put it where it's going to start. Yeah, where objects are going to appear. Yeah. Okay. Now drag that object into the main camera. So click on the main camera first.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Okay, scroll down, and it says spawn location. Click and drag your spawn location there. Perfect. And I think you got the wrong enemy variants. Or never mind. Just press play. That's fine. Yeah. Regarding the spawning on the path, again, we'll fix that. Just stay after class, and I'll help you with that. Okay. So now let's move on to the next. Parshar, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So am I sharing now? Let me share real quick. So while you were helping them, I just found something online here.
Okay.
I found this thing and it's here. So how do I get it into the game?
Okay. What's that? Are those two? Okay. So right now, this is called a zip file. So just click and drag it into your desktop. So click and drag those two objects. Those two PNGs, and then drag it into your desktop. No. You have to drag it into your desktop first and then Unity, because these are zips. Yeah. Now grab those two, and now you can drag it into Unity. Do the same thing with the other. There we go. And now if you want to replace,
So
what is
now-
this, your enemy?
Should I just work automatically
enemy?
then, or
No.
if I just
You want to
drag it
replace
in?
this to your enemy, right? You want to replace your enemy, right? Okay, so click on your enemy. There's a little circle. It's the circle with the gray space around it. It's on the project folder. Yeah, that one. You see how the sprite, it says circle 1? Just click and drag your new thing you just got and drag it in there. Yep. Okay. And that's your new enemy. I think you only have one variant of this, so just keep it at 1. Unless, yeah, just 1.
I'll find one other one later.
Okay, click on main camera. Okay, scroll down. And then here, just drag your enemy. And there. And then change it to 1. You don't have 2. It's 1.
No, I have 2 paths though, that's why isn't that?
No, it's just spawn of bulls. So the enemies you
Okay.
can spawn. You only have one type of enemy.
But then this would be 2.
Yeah, that's fine. And then you can press play. And hopefully your sprites are not huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are huge. Okay, stop them. Click on your enemy. I mean the actual sprite. Frame 1. No, that's the other thing. The parent. Yeah. Here it says pixel per unit instead of 100. Put. Okay, 32. I'm pretty sure that makes it bigger. I think you're looking for 320 maybe. That's 582. Yeah, try that. Press apply. And did you press apply?
Nope.
Yeah, press apply. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller.
So
Yeah,
the
so you
bigger
can
the
make it-
number,
The bigger number, the smaller the object gets, because you're saying that there's more pixels for 1 unit. So you can try
okay.
try 500. Maybe that'll 500. Yeah, try that. And if not, then keep trying numbers until you get a nice, nice object. I think those might be a good size. Yeah,
Yeah,
those look like a
this is
good
good.
size.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep. Okay, so let's get back to this. So we have our objects, and now they're spawning. Again, if your objects spawn too fast, then you can just click on the camera and just reduce the amount of speed. So it's just 0.5, and then you can change it to like 1. So every 1 second, it's going to spawn. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to implement turret logic, I guess. Yeah. This is a. So we're going to. That's going to be kind of hard with this one because you can't really see a.
We end at 12 o'clock, right?
I'm sorry?
We end at 12 o'clock. 12
Yeah.
o'clock, right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start off with our game object, our turret. So let's click on our turret, and we're going to add a component. So click on your turret, add component, and then call it turret logic
Alright, logic.
or turret AI, and make it better. And then create an ad, and then open up the script.
So click on turret, add component.
I'm getting an error.
Already, we haven't even typed anything.
Yeah, no, it's like in Unity, not in the code.
Okay, what's your error?
It says assertion failed on expression. GeForce reimports empty.
That's fine. That just means your computer had a moment, and your Unity was having a moment too. Just ignore it.
A senior moment.
Yeah, it was. It has a senior moment. That just means that you're. Yeah, I think you were trying to resize the window, or I think something in the background was refreshing, and Unity like took a senior moment, and that's why it ran into a problem.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, let's start writing our code, and let's go on to our turret AI. And what we want to do is we want to keep track of the most. Let's see. The closest, yeah, we need to keep track of the closest object, the closest enemy to us. So, and it also has to have a range. So anything that's close to our range, and then it's the closest one, that is the one we want to focus on. So, right? Or is it the first thing that comes to our range, we focus on that? Which is the logic? Is it because when the object is walking by, does that turret keep on focusing on keeps on focusing on the first thing it locked onto, or does it focus to the closest thing?
The closest thing, right?
Would it be the closest thing?
I mean, like until it, I don't know, like in like most turret games, I guess, like the object goes a certain distance, and the turret focuses on that until it can't reach that range anymore, and then it moves on to the next one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have it focus only on the first object that it's in its vicinity. Then when that
Until it
object is
gets
destroyed, it moves on
Until
to the
there's
next
another
one.
one that comes.
Okay, perfect.
Or if it's out of range.
Okay. Okay, so either way, we still have to have a list of game objects here. So we're gonna say okay. So here we're gonna use a collection. It's gonna be called a list. So we're gonna say list, or it's gonna be a public list. And this list is going to be a list of game objects. Okay. And we're going to call it enemies. Or, yeah, enemies. Enemies. Okay. And that list is going to be filled up by a on collider. So on trigger. So on trigger enter, then that object is going to be in that list. And then if the okay, good. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. This is I'm creating the script on the fly right now. I don't have this written down, so this is like fresh stuff. So here we're gonna do our void on trigger enter. So let's go to our down here and do on trigger enter 2D. We're doing 2D, so make sure you have 2D.
Oh, how do you do that? So it's private void.
It should autocomplete for you. If you have Visual Studio,
Oh,
it
it doesn't.
autocompletes for you. Yeah.
Doesn't. Oh wait,
It doesn't?
no, it doesn't. It didn't do it properly. It keeps does don't do it properly, so I don't use it.
I see. Okay, well, type it in, and then here we need to check if that enemy has a tag called enemy, so we can lock onto it, because we don't want to lock onto other turrets, like turrets fighting each other. So here we're gonna say if collision dot game object dot no, it's a trigger. Sorry, so it's collision dot compare tag. So here we're comparing the tag called enemy. Okay? If that object has a tag enemy, we want to add it to enemies. So enemies. Oh, well, actually, if it's not already in that list. If it's already in the list, don't add it. If it isn't in that list, then add it. So we're gonna say if um, so it's contains. So we're gonna say collision dot not collision. Sorry, it's gonna be if enemies dot contains contains collision dot game object. So if it contains that, well, actually we want not. So exclamation mark. So make sure you write an exclamation mark. So if this list does not contain the object that just hit us, then add it to the list. So we're gonna say enemy add enemies. Oh no, sorry, collision. Collision dot game objects. There we go.
Enemies and collision.
Okay. So that's that when it enters, and then when it exits the vicinity, then it should be removed from the list. So we're gonna say down here, it's gonna be another void. So we're gonna say void on trigger exit 2D. Again, I'm auto completing mine, so mine adds private. And then here we're gonna do exactly the same. So just copy these 4 lines and then paste it inside our trigger. So here we're not checking for not, we're actually checking if it does contain. So we remove the exclamation mark, and then here instead of add, we're going to delete. So or remove, remove, and the game object. Okay, so all we're doing is adding to the list or removing from the list. Okay, so once we have this, let's go back up to the update function. So hopefully everyone has this written down. Let's go to our update function. Okay, and inside our update function, we are going to check if there is enemies that we can lock onto, and if there is, we're just that's going to be our target. So actually, let's go back up here to line after we define enemies, and we're going to define our enemy that we're going to lock onto. So we're going to say private transform. Yeah, transform. Enemy to target or targeted enemy. Targeted or target, maybe just target. Yeah, target sounds good. And then inside our update function, we're gonna say if enemies dot length size. Or is it? How do you get the size of this stuff? Is it dot size or is it count? Count dot count. Yeah, so if the enemy's dot count is greater than 0, that means there is something in there in the list. We're going to go through all the enemies. So we're going to say for each game object enemy in enemies. So we're going to go through the list of enemies, and what we're going to do is we're going to keep track of their distance. So we're going to get the closest one to us. So here we're going to say float min distance equals math dot infinity. Okay. And then here we're going to say if vector 2 dot distance between transform that's us position and enemy or enemy, if this is that position, if this is less than min distance, then target equals enemy dot transform, and our min distance equal to, I have to copy this again. And there. I should have just made it to a variable. Man, I'm bad at doing this. I should have made this into a variable, but that's fine. Okay, so here what it's doing is it's going through all the enemies, and it's finding the closest enemy. Once it has it, that becomes our target. Okay, so once we have our target, well, it's guaranteed to have a target because its count is greater than 0. So here, after this, we are going to not follow this object. We're going to follow this object. Basically, we're going to look at it, and then in order to do that, we need to subtract both of the objects' location, and then grab the how much rotation do we need to do. This is using arctangent. Again, this is geometry stuff. So to do this, let's do vector 2 difference, and this is going to be our transform that position. No, it's b minus a. Sorry. So yeah, so it's going to actually be our target dot position minus our transform dot position. B minus a. Okay. And then we normalize, so we can say diff dot normalize. Okay, we cut off our vectors into ones, and then we finally get our rotation. So we're going to say float rotation for z. It's going to be our arctangent, so a tan2, or arctangent of our object, so diff dot y and diff dot x times. We need to convert this from radians to degrees, and then finally we add our rotation. So we're going to say transform dot rotation is equal to Quaternion dot Euler, and so our x is 0, our y should be, this should be rotation y. I'm thinking about z-axis. Rotation y, so this is going to be y, and this is going to be 0. Because we want to rotate on, wait, I'm sorry, x, y, z. We're rotating on the z-axis. What's wrong with me today? Yeah, I'm thinking of 3D. It should be z. Yeah. So it's 0, 0, rotation z. Yeah. Because the reason why it's rotating on the z, because we're looking at the z-axis, so it should be rotating with our perspective. So then it's going to only rotate, left and right from our perspective because we're on the z. If it's rotating on the x, it's gonna flip around like a coin, and the same with y. Rotations are weird. Okay.
No, I'm still not done.
I have a lot of errors. I'm not exactly sure what to do.
Oh,
Okay. Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of it is just spelling error. So just make sure you double check your spelling.
Yeah. Okay. I spelled this one wrong. Okay.
It's transform. Okay. Hold on.
I
Scroll
know.
up.
I a lot
Okay.
of it.
Okay. So this is the enemy dot transform, not transition. It's transform. And our vector 2. So this is our problem. Remember, you imported that weird library.
Yeah.
So scroll up.
Oh my god. Why does it keep happening? I swear I checked it like 2 minutes ago.
You deleted too much.
Oh, okay.
You're
Sorry.
only supposed to delete one line. Numerics.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll scroll down. Like that. Take care of that. And then this one is transform dot position. Good. And then it's math dot atang. So before atang 2, you have to type in math f. Dot.
Math F.
Good. Math f is for math floats.
Okay.
Okay. And then here, I think you're just missing a curly brace. Let's scroll up just a bit. I can't see. Wait, scroll down. Down. Okay. Oh, you have 2 on trigger enters. One should be exit. So the second one should be exit. Scroll down.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of enter, it's going to be exit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spelling is
There we
not.
go. And now, what's wrong with this? On trigger enter 2D. Oh, it's not a semicolon. It's curly brace at the end of line 35. 35. Yeah. And then erase that. Okay. That the whole. Yeah, that goes inside. Control X and just put it inside there. Yeah. There you go. Same thing with the on trigger exit.
All right. So. Oh, whoa. Sorry, my cat just jumped at me.
Erase
Wait,
the
part?
semicolon on 41.
Okay, yeah, here.
Okay. And then yeah, just copy that if statement.
Here, I'll get rid of these though,
Why are you getting rid of that?
because they okay. I guess they are supposed to be there. I'm not sure what is supposed to be here and what's not supposed to be here.
You missed the if statement.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah. And then delete the 2 curly braces after that. That means 1 curly brace on line 52.
Oh.
No, just line 52. Yeah, that's just an extra curly brace.
These?
No, just 52.
Oh, just 52.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I also saw 50 also. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, and then your collisions are lowercase c, not capital C. Same for the ones on top.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these two. And the last one. Oh, messed up.
Okay, you're actually missing 1 curly brace. So after line 49, press
Yeah.
enter, and then you need an ending curly brace. Line 49.
Okay. One
Press
more.
enter. Yeah. There you go. Now save it. Control S.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. So now if we go back to Unity.
Fernando, I have one error.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
I
Oh, it's you're sharing. Yeah,
it
okay.
says in line 24, just enemy.
enemy.
Run red.
Can you scroll up? Let's scroll up. Wait, enemies. Oh, you can't have the same. You wrote enemies twice. Did I write enemies twice? What did I write? Yeah, you wrote the for loop twice. I only have one for loop here.
Oh, this thing.
Wait, hold on. If enemy counts is greater than 1. Yeah, you erase
What do I do
erase the
then?
for loop starting from 21. Yeah, from 21 and 22, erase those 2 lines.
Or 21 and 22.
Yeah, erase that. And then delete the curly brace that's on, was it 34? Yeah. And then just press, hold control and then press K and D. Yeah, okay, so it auto formats for you. Okay, that's it.
Yep.
Save it. Okay. So once we have this, so remember our object, our turrets are now looking for someone called enemy, and is also expecting an on trigger enter. So let's go back to our Unity project. And what we're gonna do is click on, if you created 2 variants of the enemy, just make sure you select all your enemies that you can multi-edit. Like I said, make sure you select all the enemies, or if you want to do it one by one, that's totally fine. And then go to tag and then add a tag. And then same thing like you did with paths, except this is going to be called enemy. So on the script, I said lowercase e enemy. So I'm going to put lowercase e enemy here. So enemy. Okay, click save. And make sure it's the correct name. Make sure it's the correct thing. If you put capital E, make sure it's capital E. If it's lowercase on your script, make sure it's lowercase. Okay. So select on your enemy and then change the tag to enemy. Select the other one to enemy also, and this one to enemy. Okay. Once you have those, these objects now have to come alive. They need to have colliders and rigid bodies. So let's add component. Again, you can multi-select or select one by one. Of course, these are circle. I'm just going to put circle colliders. If your object is a little more complicated, you can just put a simple box collider. I suggest you not using a polygon collider. It's not polygon, sorry. What is the other collider? Is it polygon? I forgot the other. I think it's polygon collider. Well, anyway, yeah, I suggest you're not using that because you're spawning a lot of objects and you don't want those objects to make your computer go slow. So just stick to.
What did you change? What did you change after the code?
What do you mean what I changed? All I did is just selected your enemies down here, okay, and then added a circle collider and add a rigid body. 2D. Make sure everything is 2D. Okay.
Wait.
What do we tag enemy?
The enemies should be tagged as enemy.
Okay.
Okay, and then your rigid body.
Right.
Hold on. And then your rigid body, go down. It's just a gravity scale. Change it from 1 to 0. Okay, we don't need gravity. So gravity scale, change it from 1 to 0. Benjamin, Benjamin, you have a problem with your code. Can you go back to your code? Can you scroll down to your on exit? Scroll down. Okay. What's wrong here? Oh, you forgot Collider 2D. So line 44, it should say Collider 2D. You forgot the 2 and the D. 2 and a capital D. Yeah, save that and go back. Okay, once you have that,
Mine still has an error.
don't worry about that. That's just an error that Unity has.
I have a problem.
What's your problem?
My enemies are being like really weird. Like they're like jumping all over the screen and stuff.
Okay. Okay, can you share your screen?
Okay. Okay, so like if I run it, they're normal at first, but if I start placing down a lot of turrets, they do stuff like this. See?
It's hilarious. Huh, okay, stop playing. What if you place no turrets? Do they act normally?
Yeah, then they do.
Okay. Can you click on your turret? No, not that turret. The turret on your project. Yeah,
Okay,
project folder.
it's in here. Here it is.
Okay, scroll down on your turret. Okay, you have turret AI there. What about your enemies? Did you accidentally put something on your enemies? Click on your enemies. Scroll down. Does that happen to
I
mine?
did everything right.
It's not
Do you
happening.
think it's the box? Do you think it's the turret's box gliders like way too big?
I think so. Can you actually? Yeah. Can you check that? Just drag one out.
Okay.
Yeah, and then.
No, that looks fine.
Yeah, it looks fine. Can you press play again? And don't put any.
Don't put any turrets.
Yeah, don't put any turrets. See how
All
it
right.
acts.
I think it's fine if I don't. Yeah.
Can you help me?
And then one moment. And then put a turret. Like avoiding it.
Yeah.
This is not a bug. This is
I
a
blocked
feature.
them.
But the funny thing is that I think they're rotating. Okay, stop playing. Click on your.
Should I freeze the rotation or something?
No. Or maybe yeah. Actually, yeah. Freeze the rotation of your enemy because your
Okay.
enemy now has a rigid body, so I think that might be affecting it. So go to constraints and then z-axis rotation.
And I'll try that.
I think that should help.
Oh, now they're stuck.
Now they're just stuck.
Yep.
So it does have to. Can you press pause? Actually, just press pause right now. Yeah. Can you click on one of your enemies? Maybe your enemy's box gliders too low. Yeah, there's your problem.
So I gotta fix their box gliders.
The box gliders. Yeah.
Do I have to do one at a time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you might want to make your path like a little bit bigger too. Maybe like 2 blocks worth. Again, this is for later.
Okay.
Because I think your enemy is a little too big. Wait, you changed the box glider size, but you didn't apply the change.
Oh my god.
Yeah. To apply the change on the top right or near the name, it says overrides and just click apply.
Okay. Okay, it stayed. Overrides, apply all.
Apply all. Yeah. Yeah.
All
So
right, and then I
now
can
the
do
change.
this one.
Yep. Also, well, the problem with this is your sprite is not centered. Your sprite is a little bit to the left. So whenever we have rotation, your character is not going to rotate exactly on the center. But we'll cross that bridge later. But now it should work.
All right, cool.
I have a problem as well.
The turrets are
Yeah.
the turrets. Oh, they get a little stuck here.
Yeah, because I think your box slide is still a little big.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I'll make
the
it
turn
smaller.
the turn might be a little too tight, or just move your little path icon. Just move it a little higher or
Oh.
something.
Okay.
That's also another solution. Okay.
Fernando,
Okay.
I
Yes.
think someone else did. But so after we made the new script, it was working fine earlier, but now once the enemy starts spawning, they just fall. They don't go on the path.
Oh yeah. Just make sure the rigid body has 0 gravity scale.
Oh, that's what my question.
Okay.
Yeah. If your objects start falling, that means your gravity scale is too high. You have a gravity. We shouldn't have gravity.
Okay.
Benjamin, what was your question?
Do you think mine's all good?
Yeah, I haven't done anything yet. I mean, if you
Then
press
the turrets don't shoot.
No, I know the turrets shouldn't work yet because we don't have the. We're still not done with it.
But then you haven't seen the everything.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do it right now. So just roll on. All right, this is the last part that we need to do. So on the turret, click and drag one of your turrets out, just so you can visually see this. So you can visually see this. Just take it, drag it out, and then on your turret, click on add component and add a circle collider. Okay. And with this circle collider, make the radius higher. So if you hover your mouse next to the word radius or next to the number, which should be 0.5, just click and drag it to the right, and then your what's it called? Your radius should get bigger. Okay, so that kind of gives you a sense what is the range of this turret. The range of this, I'm just gonna leave it at 3. Okay, so if I move my turret here, I think 3 is a good range. If you want to make it higher, that's totally fine. It's your game. But I'm just going to keep it at 3. Okay. Okay. Once you do this, go up to the inspector. It says overrides. Okay, and then press apply all. Okay, to make sure you have that circle collider applied.
Fernando.
Yes.
So I added another sprite for the enemies, but now while they're going on the path, on the first path, it just stays at the spawn location.
You might want to check your box collider. Maybe your box collider is too big.
Yeah, let me check.
Like press pause when the game is running, and then check one of the enemies, and then check their thing. Actually, guys, I forgot one last thing. I forgot to check this option is trigger. So make sure you click on is trigger.
Where?
Fernando, the size is correct. I mean, it's just right around it.
Okay. I'll check it in a moment. Okay.
So like it's trigger on the turret.
Yeah. On the circle collider, the one we just created. Okay. And do this again. Go to overrides and press apply all again.
And then is that all we have to do?
Yeah. No. One last thing before everything goes to some weird place. Click on the turret we used to have. I mean the turret that's already there. This turret is just for our, what is it called again? It's not the shadow. It's a preview. And then remove the collider and the turret AI. We don't need this to do any of these. This is just a sprite.
Remove the circle collider
yeah.
and the turret AI.
Yeah.
Why?
Because this is just to show where we're gonna place the turret.
Oh.
This doesn't have to have logic.
I didn't have any of them already on it anyway.
Okay, that's fine. All right, when you press play,
It should work.
now you should be able to. Now it should work. So now when you let go of it, now you see my turret is following the guys. I can put one here, and now
Mine's
they're able
still
to.
not. Oh wait, it is actually. Kinda.
Yeah, well, because mines are hexagons, you're not really able to see which one is forward and which one it's back.
Oh.
So yeah.
I can spawn more.
Quick question. Where can I mark the no gravity on the these? Because I forgot to do that. do what?
The no gravity.
Yeah, like you said to.
Oh, on the enemies.
Yeah.
So just click on your enemy, and
Yeah.
it should be on the rigid body, and just change your gravity scale to 0.
I have two problems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number one is basically, well, I don't really know if this is a problem, but if we can't fix it, I want to. The turrets like snap to the enemy instantly. I'd rather it be like a little slower.
Ah,
first.
yeah. For that, you would have to go back to the code, and then here, our rotation is going to be this rotation. So you can just do a rotate toward or a slurp. A slurp is the easiest. Yeah, it's the easiest one. You can do that as homework. And then how to apply smooth rotation. So it's going to look something like this.
Is this
You don't
supposed to do
have to type. No, you're not supposed to do this. You can do quaternion dot slurp, transform dot rotation, comma, quaternion dot Euler, or actually just copy. Yeah, just copy this part. I was gonna type it. Just copy this part like this, comma, and then how fast do you want it to go from one point to the other? You can do like rotation speed times time dot delta time, and you have to specify what rotation speed is. So you have to go back up here and do a public rotation speed, rot speed equals, I don't know, like 90 float, sorry. Yeah, and then there you go. That's how you prevent it from snapping. Instead, it's now going to slowly or smoothly move to the other or to the enemy's location.
And then I have another problem too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not letting me place turrets like very. It's letting me place turrets like very rarely. Like, most times when I click, it doesn't place a turret now.
Oh, it looks like I have that problem too. Oh, why do we have that problem? Oh, it looks like our circle collider is blocking our spawn location. Okay, that's interesting. Let's fix that problem right now. Anyone else has I think Parshar has problems.
Yeah.
I
can
kind of have a problem.
I have problems, but after.
Yeah, everyone else has that same problem, Benjamin, where you can't place a turret. So I'll fix that problem soon. Okay. So let me just get Parshar. Parshar.
Yeah. So because of the circle, how the turret like has to move, I changed it to a hexagon like Hayuta because if we had a circle, I wouldn't be able to see it. So I
Mhm.
changed it. I just wanted to check if everything was right because everything else worked except for the turret placing, but everyone else a problem with it, I guess. I think it's
Okay. So can I see it? Does it work or?
no, so I can move everything around, but I just can't place it. So that's where we're at, right?
Yeah, we're at. I mean, we can spawn some turrets, but they
It's
can't
really
be
rare,
close.
though. Like I have to click like multiple times.
Well, it's not multiple times. They have to be apart from each other. Because go back to my screen. See my screen. And here, let me press play. And here, I'll spawn one turret. But then when I press pause, and I click on the turret, you see how the turret has a green arrow, a green line here. So that is the basically because we're raycasting, and when we raycast, this circle collider is colliding with our raycast. So basically, we can't build here. This building is taken. So we need to fix that. That's the part we're trying to fix.
So is that where I'm at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't place them.
Oh, you can't place them. Now you can, but some of them are being blocked. Yeah, you just have to place them far away.
Wait, I don't see the green line, the green circle. The electrical pad is right around it.
It's right around it.
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't have a big radius. Oh, that's interesting. Then you have a different problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I can place.
Go chillax with the keyboard.
Oh shoot, my mic is on. Sorry.
Yeah, but they don't rotate either, so I don't know.
Oh, I think your grass thing is not in the right place, is it? 'Cause I saw you changing some stuff. No, it looks like it's right actually. I have to see this closer. Yeah, stay after class. I'll help you out. Okay, and then let's fix the problem where most of you guys have like you can't spawn the turret next to each other. Maybe that's the solution for you to Varshar. Okay, so what we're gonna do is click on the turret. Yeah, the turret, and then bring it out. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we need to separate our turret and our picture that we have here, our little thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a child. So right click on the turret, and then create empty. So it's gonna create an empty game object. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to copy our turret AI. No, the turret AI should stay. We want to copy just our box collider and our sprite renderer. So copy this. So just copy component and then go to your game object and then click on the thing and then click on paste components as new. So all we're doing is we're transferring our two components into the child. So paste components as new. And once you copied it over, remove them from the normal one, from the top one, turn your turret one. And then this one, we're just gonna call it sprites. Okay. And what we're gonna do with these once you have it separated, we're gonna change the layer of them because now this one acts separate from your circle because this turret is going to be keeping track of all the objects that are coming near it. This sprite is only going to keep track of can we build here. So let's go to is everyone here? Is everyone catched up or?
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I'm almost there though.
Okay.
All right, I'm there.
Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on sprite and we're gonna click on layer and click on add layer. So we're gonna make a new layer, and one of the layers is going to be called let's call it turret. Okay, and then click on your main turret, and on your main turret, change the layer. So here it says layer default. Change it to the turret layer. Okay, and just say no this object only. Okay, so now when you click on the parent, it should say turret as layer, and then when you click on the sprite, which is the child, it should say
Wait,
default.
what did you press to do the layer thing?
Okay, so just turret and then click here on layer and then add layer.
Wait, turret. I don't see it. Oh, add layer.
Yeah, and then add the layer. Okay, and then go back and then select the turret. Okay, once you have that, then let's go to edit, project settings. Okay, once you have that, then look for the tab called Physics 2D. Okay, and we're gonna scroll down all the way down, and then here there's a check mark. It's gonna be default and turret, so uncheck those two.
Well, I don't think you unchecked turret.
What was that?
Oh wait. Oh, never mind. You did. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so just uncheck that one. It should be the first one, default and turret. Okay. And then close it and then press play and it should work now.
Close it and then press.
I guess it's not working. Oh.
For some reason, my turret can't place at all.
Mine has the spacing problem.
Oh,
Yeah, mine is the spacing problem. Okay, you know what? We'll because this we still have to do more work on this. We'll fix this problem next time, next Friday. I have to look into this script because I just created the script. Maybe I wrote something wrong. But yeah, next Friday we'll work on it and we'll fix the physics. Maybe the way maybe the way I'm raycasting is not correct. Because I know for raycasting you can do layers. Maybe we can change the layers through there. But again, we'll work on it next time, next Friday. Yep. So the ones that have issues with their games, you guys can still stay. I'll help you out. For the ones that are done, we're done for today. You guys have other activities to do. Go.
Okay.
I still kind of have
Go
an
be
Thank you.
fruitful.
Bye.